I'm building a community for conscious beings. And there's two ways I'm doing that. I'm building Noema Network, which is divided into the private circle and as well the podcast. It's almost the external and internal elements. And through this, I really want to gather, not rain, I really want to gather a community of conscious beings, of people who are living with intention, who are building without the noise, but are doing the work. And these are the kind of voices that deserve to be heard. This world and this society is already so full of bad leaders, of people who are just so noisy, preaching about their own self-ego. And there's no one out there really talking about the process. There's no one really talking about that space in between, or what does it really take to build your own business? And what does it really take to heal your nervous system? Or what is that space in between once you're already healed? And why am I building this? Because I've actually lived through it as well. I've done my own healing work, and of course that's a continuous progress, and I would say that's a work that you can do forever. I myself, I'm someone who wants to live consciously, and I'm embodying everything I've been learning. I see a lot of people out there who use and say the right words, but when you actually get to know them, they don't really do the work. They don't really have the embodiment. And you know what? It's the first stage. It's the first stage of at least you know what to do, but the second stage is the actual doing. But through funding my business 3 years ago, Mirad Studios, I had a chance to meet a lot more impact-based businesses and collaborate with them. And I also had a chance to meet more conscious founders. And I noticed they tend to be quieter. What I mean by that is not just these people who are out there sharing what they do with ego, but they really are building with integrity. And something sparked in me and I said, oh, there is people like me out there. I don't have to do this alone. And the thing is, I've been building my business and working on it for 3 years, and it was a challenge because I haven't had anyone in my family who has built their own business before and ran it. I don't have actually any friends who can also relate to that. And I actually noticed that the more I built my thing, the lonelier technically I became, because people just don't understand what it takes. And also a lot of people have this idea that you build a business and it's so easy. But it takes a lot to build, and it takes a lot, especially if you build with resonance, if you build something with integrity, with meaning. It takes time, and I want my ventures to hold the right values, so I do take that time to make it work. And that's why I realized that I just need to find my people. And with time, I think also the more I healed and the more I work with the right people, I realized that there's some of you out there, and that makes me so happy. I see a lot more people speaking their truth, and I want to create a space of resonance, a space of real connection, a space that we speak about the journey. And this is why I built and I'm building Noema, and that's Noema Network and Noema Podcast. So we have the private circle where we can meet as conscious founders, conscious leaders, and really connect. This is not about networkings where so many times I've been to networking events where I actually felt lonelier than in my own solo journey as an entrepreneur. And the thing about me, I actually don't feel lonely. I am very happy on my own introvert way of building, despite everyone thinking I'm such an extrovert, and that's okay. It's okay to be both. But now I've reached a time where I want to find my people, and I believe community is the way forward as well. we are so much stronger together. And especially we live in such a time of change, such a time where we see a lot of noise and a lot of bad leadership and a lot of people projecting their unhealed self, basically. They haven't done the work. And the truth is they don't even know sometimes the work that they need to do. And this is why I want to have these discussions. I want to have these conversations with people who are doing the work. And I know sometimes we are, I can relate, the people who would like to hide. But trust me, I am as well doing my best to put my voice out there, because I realize we need to do it. If you don't do it, who's going to do it? Are we just going to hide as conscious being and let this society be the way it is? You don't actually have to do that. And I think the more we connect, the more we realize that there's more people like yourself, like myself out there, then we don't have to navigate through this alone. So I really want to find my people. And if you're one of them, please say hello. Please nominate someone who is a conscious leader or someone who lives consciously. Or please nominate yourself. Yes, have the courage to do it. I'm calling them more of conversations rather than, we're going to sit down, it's an interview. It's not an interview. Yes, I will ask some questions, which I'm also very open for you to suggest. What questions would you even like to discuss, or what topics? Because you know you're training better. You know the learnings that you can share to others. And you might be thinking, oh, how does this apply to me? You might not even realize, but if you're someone who has healed from burnouts, you've already done something. You've already been through a journey that you can now share about it, and you can inspire someone else through that process. Or you're a manager who decided to make a decision in the management that helps actually your team, and that through that your team became better. And that is a conscious decision as well. And there's a lot of founders nowadays who are building with meaning, with integrity. It's not just chasing the performance or chasing their own egos or get rich quick kind of bait clicks. And I want to talk to you about it. And why not? We need to bring the soul into the business. And there's a lot of topics that we can talk about. And I would love to have you on my podcast, as well as the network. But the network, I think I'm so far really creating it with intention. So what I mean by that, I would really like to connect and meet with people as well, like with yourself, and build it along the way. I already secured. So see, I've done the hard work. I already secured the studio where to film, and that's in collaboration with Vorboss. So that will be at Liverpool Street. So we have a professional studio to film this podcast, and they also have an event space. So the spaces exist. Now it's just finding these conscious beings, conscious people who really are living with integrity and are doing the work, even though that's quietly. But you have the depth, you have the soul. And if you're someone in the process of trying to or awakening to that, you're already part of this. And it's up to us to make this change. And I want to revolutionize the way we define success. And I believe this is the definition of success, is through consciously living and consciously being. So yes, please join me and share so we can spread the word for this.